magician performs magic in 6 languages. Let's hope he chooses the right one to fool Penn and Teller.
I'm Ryan Hayashi. When I was a kid, I had 2 heroes, Bruce Lee and David Copperfield. They inspired me. I wanted to do what they did. The martial arts and magic are very similar because they both come from older traditions that have been passed down over centuries. You have to master certain movements to the point that there's precision, but at the same time having flow and making it your own. The first time I actually combined magic and the martial arts was the Samurai Madman of Magic. I cut up vegetables around people's heads, blindfolded, without killing them. Now, I'm shedding my samurai character and stripping down my performance to magic in its purest form, showing off what I can do with a few coins that fit in my pocket.
Please welcome the coin magic of Ryan Hayashi.
That's Japanese for time to get my freak on. How you guys doing? Yeah. When I was a kid in the 1980s, I saw Penn and Teller on television performing an act with just a pencil and a cigarette. This act fooled me and taught me the basics of magic. So Penn, Teller, I now present to you what you inspired in me 30 years ago. I'm going to hurt your brain using these 4 cards and 4 coins in an original routine I call the Ultimate Matrix. In just a moment, these coins are going to magically appear and disappear, changing their positions around the square, traveling from their corners to all come together, gathering here in this corner, and landing underneath this square. And if I can create the illusion that those coins move without me using my hands, well then, I might just fool you. This is magic in its purest and simplest form. 4 coins in a square. A card over each coin. Watch closely because this does happen very fast. Haisho! And I just did it. Was that too fast for you? Not a problem. Everybody do not blink your eyes. And I'll just do it one more time. One by one, so you can actually see the coins traveling one at a time. I'll start here openly so you can see everything. Everybody, watch this coin travel. Watch the next one go from the side. And the people from this side may actually see the last one disappear from my fingertips. Watch this last coin vanish, creating a tremor in the force as 100,000 children watching this suddenly decide that magic is cool. The viewers at home may Google me now. This time visibly, so you actually see each coin jump. This is the part that hits people hard. All I have to do is make the mysterious Asian sounds. There's the first one. I'll do it again. And that makes 3. The next one, no hands, just because I can. Vanishes here, reappears in the corner, and I'm in beast mode. That's what it looks like using 4 cards for cover. This time, no cards, just my bare hands and a dose of honesty. I've been performing magic since I was 8 years old, and it took me 12 years to create this act. So for me, this is not just a magic trick. This is something far deeper and 1,000 times more savage. A work of terrifying beauty that has been growing all my life like an uncontrollable weed in the garden of my mind. I have crossed oceans of time and vast empires to be here today, so I take the honor of performing here very seriously. The amount of mental energy I've invested in creating this act could demolish planets, This is the most epic monologue in the history of magic, for I am here to inflict psychological damage, and that means we're not done yet. You've now seen the devastation I can generate using two hands. Let's take this to the next level. I'll do it again with just one hand. You can ask any magician around the world about performing an illusion this clean using just one hand, and they will tell you that it is physically impossible. And it looks like this. Booyah. Watch the next one. I get nowhere near those coins with my hand, and still vanishes from here, reappears in the corner, and I am the Jackie Chan of magic. The next one will invisibly fly from here to there, forming a perfect square. It happens on the count of three. Get ready for this. I've seen it all. Nosebleeds, seizures. There's one. There's two. That's three. And as promised, I can now actually show you a perfect square formed by 1, 2, 3, and 4 coins with just one hand. You would not believe how epic this feels. My heart is pounding, and I can feel the adrenaline coursing through my veins. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for sharing this moment with me, because just being here was a dream come true. So for everyone watching, if you have a dream, never give up believing in your dream, living your dream, and doing something every day to make that dream happen. But remember one thing, no matter who you are, no matter how hard you work, or how good you think you are at what you do, there will always be an Asian who takes it to the next level. Yeah! I'm Ryan Hayashi, the samurai madman of magic. Show me some love!
Ryan Hayashi! Amazing! Wow! That was really incredible. I didn't know if I wanted to look at you or just watch Teller be so amazed and impressed. Oh my gosh, you really are the samurai of magic, of coin magic.
Feel the heat radiating off of me right now. I am a walking cloud of testosterone right now. I feel like zombie Bruce Lee on steroids.
Wow, I don't even know how to talk to you. I'm so impressed.
Wind me up and let me go.
Okay.
I'm like a ninja Shakespeare crossed with Hannibal Lecter.
Oh.
Would you like to ask me a question, Allison?
No, I just want to watch you.
Please ask me a question.
Okay, what do you eat for breakfast? Because I need to start eating
I live on broccoli and blueberries. Can I say something? Can I say something really honest to Penn and Teller? When I was a kid, really, they blew me away with this act they do with a pencil. And being able to come here today, I've never met them before today, and show this to them. It's not me showing my work. It's showing them the effect one act on TV can have on a little kid, you know? It's like bringing it back to them and saying, welcome home.
That
means a lot to me. Yeah.
That's really wonderful. Well, I feel like you're very at home here in Vegas on the stage.
I Googled the show. This is season 5, and the last 4 seasons before me, 240 performers on this stage, only 3 coin guys before me, and that means something. It's hard to put a coin act together, make it entertaining. I tried my best. I hope it resonated with the people. I hope you liked it.
But let's see what you guys think. All right, Penn and Teller.
Oh, Ryan, baby, boy, wow. That's a really good act. And you were just saying how hard coin magic is to do. And we've done versions of Matrix, or Teller has, and we've seen Matrix a zillion times. But you added to that so much comedy and personality, and also a really different, fresh way to do that, a fresh style. The bravado coupled with the comedy on that, the wink on every bit of it. And we were, we were following you. And then we followed you a lot. You know, we know how to do those moves, and we followed you, and then we just gave up. You just beat us into submission with pure skill. So the last few things you did, we have no idea how you did them, because we were just enjoying you too much, and you fooled us.
Yay!
good for you.
Welcome back to a special rematch episode of Fool Us. And in the case of this next magician, it might be a little more of a grudge match. Take a look.
I have to say I'm really honored to be the first magician to be invited back for the third time. And the first time I did a trick called Unshuffled.
It kind of blew our minds.
Not only did the trick fool Penn and Teller,
You fooled us. Can you see that?
but based on video views and so on, it fooled a lot of the magicians too. The second time, the cups and balls.
Thank you.
I thought I was going to fool them. The only problem was they knew that trick a little too well.
It's now a tie. You got us last time, we got you this time. Season 5, kick our ass.
The thing I like most about coming on Fool Us is it pushes me to take my magic to the next level. So essentially, they've given me a gift each time. I have new routines thanks to being on the show. And this time, I have a gift for them.
Back again on the Fool Us stage here with 5 randomly selected audience members is Paul Gertner.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, Penn, last year you said, Paul, season 5, kick our butts. I'm going to give it my best shot.
Okay. I wish I hadn't said that.
Now, I asked the producers to choose 5 totally random people from the audience to join me, and I want to thank you for coming up and helping me out. I'm not going to ask your names because your names are going to determine the outcome of this trick. But first, a little story. In the early 70s, there was a study done in Las Vegas about winners and losers. They studied people that won big jackpots and people that went home totally broke. And there was a fascinating statistic in this study that said, for some strange reason, all of the winners in the study had an even number of letters in their name. And all of the losers in the study had an odd number of letters in their name. It became known in the gambling industry as the lucky study. Now, the question is, could your names determine your luck? Let's find out right now. I have a pack of cards right here, 54. I have the jokers in the deck, but we won't use the jokers. And I'd like everyone to do me a favor, come forward and hold your hand out like that, and you're going to put your finger on the back of one card. So all 5, come back forward, just hold your hand out like that. Put your finger on one card, okay? Perfect. Now slide those cards out, okay? Slide them out, take them back to your seat. Now, I'm going to have all of you look at your card, just like this, okay? Got it? Okay, and now I'm going to turn my back, and when I turn my back, I'm going to have you flip the card out to the audience, just like that, okay? Now, go ahead, you can turn it out to the audience, all right? And look at it. Now, everyone in the audience, remember one person and their card, okay? Now, flip the card back around towards yourself, and we will now be ready to go. Now, we're going to place those 5 cards back in the deck one at a time, all right? First card right over here. Now, normally a magician has to find 1 card, but, well, I have to fool Penn and Teller, so I'm going to do 5. Now, would you place yours here? And let's get back to the story. Now, has anyone ever heard of the name Thomas Preston? Probably not. Thomas Preston was a gambler in the early 70s, but he never really won much of anything. He read about the lucky study, and he decided to change his name, because when he added up the number of letters in his name, he discovered he had 13 letters in his name, a very unlucky number for a gambler. So Thomas Preston changed his name to Amarillo Slim. Oh, this is true. You can Google it. And once he changed his name to Amarillo Slim, he actually became very lucky, because Amarillo Slim had 12 letters in the name. And he went on to win 4 world championships of poker. The last one with a royal straight flush in spades. Not something you see normally in Las Vegas. Now, the question is, did changing his name change his luck? We're going to see right now with these 5 new friends I have here at the table. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to add up the number of letters in your first and last name together. Okay? Now, you can use your fingers to do this, to be sure. Yeah, by all means. Now, I'm going to take and start over here. I'd like to know how many letters in your first and last name together.
There's 15.
15? Oh, 15. Wow. We might be down to first names only here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You said 15? 15. How many in yours?
8.
8, and that's not your card by any chance, is it? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. How many in yours?
14.
14. First names only. Go with figure out how many letters in your first name. 14, that's not your card?
No.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you said?
14.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. How many in your first name?
17.
How many? First name?
Name, twin.
12?
Twin.
First name?
Yeah.
Do you have a nickname?
So 5.
5? Okay. And is that your card?
No.
No. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And how many in yours?
22.
First name? No.
5.
5, and that's not your card?
Nope.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if this worked. Now, there's no way I could have controlled anything, but I had 5 random cards selected, shown to the audience, and I dealt the number of letters in your name. I had to use your nickname, but we got there. For the very first time, let's see if you're as lucky as Amarillo Slim. What was the name of your card? Do you remember?
Yes. It's the 4 clubs.
4 of clubs? Oh. And your card?
7 of spades.
7 of spades? And your card?
8 of spades.
8 of spades. And your card?
Red king.
A red king of diamonds. And your card?
5 of hearts.
5 of hearts. Just like that, and I thank you. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's possible Penn and Teller already know how that trick was done. However, I promised Penn to surprise you. And remember I told you Amarillo Slim won his final World Championship poker hand with something you don't see too often in Las Vegas. And if we look at the bottom card of each one of these packets, if we're lucky, we just might find Amarillo Slim's Royal Straight Flush in Spades. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for helping me. Good to see you.
Great to see you again. Wow, what have you been doing since the last time we saw you?
Well, it's been a lot. I've been very busy, and actually, as a result of being on Penn and Teller Plus, I have my own show now in Boston every Friday night. Yeah.
Do you think that you have even more writing on this fool than in previous?
Maybe, because I spent about 2.5 years on this trick.
You practice a lot.
I do practice a lot, and this one required that.
So, is there such a thing as practicing too much?
I think there is, yeah, because in terms of hands.
Oh.
You practice too much, hands cramp up a little bit because you're doing certain weird techniques and maneuvers and so on like that.
How many times did you practice this morning?
Let's see, to be honest, I think I did the trick about 15 times this morning. No, 15, 20.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Penn, Teller. Hi. Hi, guys.
Boy, when we see Paul Gertner, we worry. And this is an important one. It's the tiebreaker.
That's true.
You fooled us once. You didn't fool us the second time. Now it's the third time.
Yep.
And this is, Paul plays this game in a different plane than everybody else that comes out here. Because he did a trick that I am certain fooled just about everybody watching. And yet you sat there smug, knowing we were seeing you do every one of those 5 moves. Okay. But you were okay with that, because you're a rat bastard. That's why you're okay with that. And you were saying, well, you know, let him catch me at the other thing at the end. Okay? Now, when you turned your back on us, to the audience, that seems like, oh, he's being so fair and so honest, right? But you turn your back, we as magicians think he can do anything he wants with that deck. He's there by himself with his back to us with the cards in his hand. And then you said that you were going to add on a little trick at the end. And we think you did add on, and we think you added on something besides just a trick. You added on something to accomplish the trick. You know what we're talking about?
Did you do something tricky when your back was turned?
I didn't do anything tricky when my back was turned, but...
You didn't do it like that?
It's a fooler!
Again. Tiebreaker. Nicely done.
Thank you so much. Hey.
mono, or in this case, duo a duo. Let's meet our next act.
The difference between magic and mentalism is that magicians use sleight of hand.
As mentalists use sleight of mind.
Sleight of mind is taking the way that we perceive things and putting them on edge and leaving you with no explanation to how it is that we just read your thoughts. It's almost like we have a superpower.
Being on Fool Us validates that we're good enough to have Penn and Teller watch our show.
You know how much I love Penn and Teller.
I know you do.
But I'm going to break you guys. I'm going to turn your brains inside out. I'm going to use my mental prowess.
That's not how you make friends.
I'm not here to make friends. Penn and Teller, we're here to fool you.
Please welcome the Sentimentalist.
Hi, everybody.
My name is Mysterion the Mind Reader.
And I'm Steffi K.
And together we are
The Sentimentalists.
2 minds.
Working as one.
And today we're going to get into your minds.
During the break, we gave everyone pens and paper.
And we asked everyone to draw an image of anything. And you've all done that, yes? Excellent. Our good friend Dan has been collecting those in a box. And Steffi, some paper and a marker. Thank you, Dan. I'm going to give these a shake. I have no clue what any of you drew. Or do I? All right. As you can see right here, we have what is known as a money machine. This is going to really randomize these images. We have no clue which one I'm going to catch, but to make sure that Steffi does not peek, she is going to put on nature's blindfold. 1, 2, 3. Her eyes are closed. All right. I know you don't trust me, so I'll put on my own blindfold, folks. And we're going to hit it. These are going to randomly mix. I have no idea what any of these things are. Grabbing a whole bunch of them in my hand, folks. In a moment's time. And into my mind, and sent into my lovely partner's brain. Before we show anybody what it is, we're going to take that back. And I'm going to open this up and show everybody the image of a beautiful flower. Whose image is this? Who did this? Is that yours? Stand up, please. Give her a big round of applause, everyone. Great. Folks, if you drew a flower, if that information was transferred from one mind into another, that is a miracle. 1, 2, 3, a flower, ladies and gentlemen. A random choice out of a possibility of infinity.
Sentimentalist! Wow, that's fantastic. How did you guys come up with this idea?
Well, we both love authentic acts from the past, and we love vintage magic, and I especially love the 1930s, so we really wanted to emulate something as close and authentic to that era as possible.
And is it just your style, or is it your lifestyle as well?
All the time, 24/7.
This is lifestyle.
nice.
This is how we look 24/7. I go grocery shopping in vintage 1930 suits.
Wow. Well, I love that you're both equal partners in this act.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I think it's important.
Yeah.
I think that in this day and age that women should have more of a feature in magic, and we've been seeing a lot of that lately in our travels, of course. Here, do me a favor, would you? Write down the name of a celebrity, any celebrity on the planet, living or dead, old or young, singer, actor, performer.
Okay.
Could be someone historic or fictitious, and of course, I won't look.
She will not look.
Okay.
Try the celebrity.
Yes.
I am now.
Hunka Hunka Burnin' Love. Elvis Presley.
Yes!
That's exactly who was written on the piece of paper, folks.
I did that for my husband in Vegas. Wow. That's amazing. So we probably don't even have to check in with those guys. You just know. All right, time to see if they got it. Penn, Teller.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to spend much time complimenting you because we had too much work to do. But it was good. It was really good. I like the whole attitude. I like the fact that you've taken something that is not visual at all, which is mentalism, and made it visual. You got this Vegas make it rain box. Problem with this kind of thing is there's so many ways we would think to do this. So there's a few things we want to look at. You allow us to walk up there?
You are more than welcome to.
Okay, we're going to come up near you. And there's two things we want to do. First of all is, boy, these things that the people drew in the audience, they're table, apple, walrus. Can't talk about that one. That's a light. You know, they make cameras wicked small now. But they don't make cameras that are invisible.
There's a lot of investigating going on.
A lot of investigating. And there's this little thing that someone can use after they've already got information. Beautiful nails. So, if we had gotten one guess, we would have probably gone with camera. We would have lost there. If we had two guesses, we would have gone with the billets being Xerox and all being the same. We would have lost there. If we had three guesses, we would have gone with an earpiece. We would have lost there.
How many guesses you guys get?
I feel like we need a final answer.
We get one guess.
Oh.
So we think it's very possible that you fooled us. You did. We don't know. Nicely done. Nicely done. And there you go, right behind